Hello, and welcome back to Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. I am still Rosa.
Okay, I'm Sharon.
I wanted to sneak that in before she said
Yeah,
it.
that's the mood she's in.
Yes, so welcome back. Thank you all for joining us for another week of our conversations. And we so appreciate each and every one of you all who have been with us since day one till today, after over 160 videos.
That's a
We
lot.
appreciate you.
That's a lot of
So we're
videos.
just sending you love from that.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get into today's shout outs, what's your announcement?
Oh, my announcement is they won't see it to this week, but we are excited about going up to Long Beach. We're going on a lesbian booze cruise. We're lesbians, and sometimes we drink
I'm gonna be
booze.
drinking booze.
Well, you heard it here. Okay. But yeah,
So
we're looking forward to that. It's but we got invited from a friend and come to find out evidently some more of our friends will be there, and
yeah.
you never know who knows who.
Absolutely. And hopefully after this taping, you all won't see it till later. But if you recognize us on the cruise, please come say hello.
Hello.
We would love to meet any of our subscribers anywhere we are.
Oh,
So
we'll give you a heads up. We'll be
yeah.
dressed in white because what is it with lesbians got to dress in white?
It's
What
an
is it
all
about?
white cruise. So don't go if you don't want to dress in white. But
Oh,
anyway,
I'm going. I want to go, and I will be dressed in white.
anywhere we are, if you ever see us, please come and say hello and introduce yourself. We would love
Yes.
to meet all of our subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have any announcements either.
Well, I do have to say that I had to put this plug in once again, and that is that we're not doctors, we're not professionals. The purpose of the show is for entertainment purposes and just social relevance, and just to have a little fun and share some, some words and
Absolutely.
some episodes with people like us. So we're talking to lesbian land and far beyond. Everyone's welcome. Everyone who's underneath the umbrella or not. Please, if you want to tune in, check us out. Please do. But just know that she is not a doctor, though I do play one on TV. Okay.
Okay. Y'all, I work today, so
You tired?
I'm gonna it's not really a tiredness. It's just I went out last night and then I had to get up to go to work.
No, how unusual.
And so it's one of those I just want to relax type moments.
Right.
But so forgive me if I'm silent a lot today. That's where it's coming from.
Right.
But I may not be. You just never know. So hey, let's get into the shout outs. The shout outs. No, I'm just kidding. First shout out is Just Be For Real. We appreciate you. We appreciate your comment. We haven't heard from you in a long time. So if you're still out there, say hello, or just, you want to email us too, that's fine as well. But thank you for being a subscriber. Second is Fan Out 9921. Thank you for being a subscriber, and thank you for your comments as well on Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. And last but not least, and please, I'm already putting it out there. Forgive me if I mess your name up. But Lucien, Lucien, Lucien. Thank you for being a subscriber, and thank you for your comments also to Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa.
Right.
Okay, so I just want to say, I am not the best with names, so if I mess y'all up, I'm still sending love.
That's right.
Just please forgive me and then correct me. Send it back to me, phonetically or something, just so I'll know how to say it if I were to say something the next time. And I also want to give a shout out to our friend Deborah W, because she always says, no matter what video it is, hello ladies, and I appreciate you for always just saying hello to us, regardless whether you have a comment to say something or not. I mean, because that is a comment. So we appreciate you.
Yeah. And we picked up a lot of new viewers. Subscribers.
So we had 16 new viewers this month. I mean, new subscribers this month. And I appreciate you all for sharing our videos.
And please
Thank
continue
you.
to
Yes.
because we're still trying to grow our
Yeah,
brand,
yeah.
if you
Because we
will.
were thinking about just kind of calming down, but we got a lot of feedback from that, and you all are like,
Right.
no, please, okay. So we're gonna be here a little longer, but we
Yeah.
need y'all to help us out as well. So
Right, but it was a good shot in the arm because
yeah.
it does take an incredible. Well, it takes a lot of energy and time,
Mm-hmm.
and the work that Rosa does, and and the editing and everything. So she makes it, we make it look so very easy, but sometimes it does take a bit out of us. So what we're saying is we appreciate that you appreciate what we're doing,
Yes.
and so keep on doing what you're doing, and we'll keep on doing what we're doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's get into what we're discussing today. The
Ooh.
conversation uh is just the first date.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. You have it's only the first date.
Yeah, well, it's all
So,
right. We'll work it out. We're
it's
talking about
only the
it's
first
only
date.
the first date.
Yes,
Exactly.
it's only the first date.
Ooh.
So, well, let me just put this backstory on it because Sharyn and I, we don't rehearse, as you all know. We probably shit on some stuff, but we don't.
No, we try to keep
Um,
it natural
but
and
sometimes,
flowing.
right? But sometimes we do have discussions about things, and then and that's why we bring it to you all when we start discussing it. Like, no, da 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 da. But someone put on one of the social media channels said something about is $50 enough for the first date. So Sharyn and I got into a discussion about that, and so that's kind of what stemmed today's conversation.
Hmm.
So I guess we're asking you all too.
Yeah, yeah.
Is
For the
$50?
ones of you who are not hooked up and booked up, I'm talking about if you're still out there actively dating and have done so in the last 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
5, 4, 3, but you're out there dating. And, what happens when you get to the point of a first date? And sometimes we're so excited about the date, just having a date, period. Sometimes we go all out, and then sometimes people don't. Some people just like, hey, I just left the gym, whatever. But how much do you spend on the first date? That's what we were talking
Right,
about,
right.
and that's the question that was put out there, and we kind of picked it up. And I think I come through the door several different ways on it because I think it just depends. It does
Well, I
depend.
think we all
You know,
kind of are there in a sense, but at the same time, you have people who are not even leaving their house to know that you are spending less than $50 on them because they may be more materialistic than the quality or of the date. You know what I'm saying? So
well, how can
it
in
just
this day and
depends.
age, how can you not spend at least fifty
Well, you're
dollars at
going to.
everything?
I mean, it really
Right,
is
right, right.
unrealistic. I mean, if you just put $50 in your gas tank, it's gonna be
Right.
a
Well, just
$50
putting
day
right, putting gas in the car to
to
get there.
get
I don't
there.
care
Right,
if you're just going to the coffee shop three miles away.
right.
You know what I mean? So let's say if you keep it simple and say, hey, I'm just gonna meet you at the coffee shop. That's still $20 if you pick up the tab.
Mm-hmm.
Good 2 cups of coffee and a Danish, whatever.
Right.
So we're not trying to, the important thing is not about the monetary value, but they hit us with the question.
Right.
The question was, how much do you spend
On a
on a
first
first
date.
date?
Right.
You know what I mean? And my blanket non-committal statement is it depends. And you say,
I say it kind of depends. Well, I don't,
okay,
but I'm more on a. It's not about the money thing for me. Like, I feel like first dates, depending on what you're interested in or what the person you're going out is interested in. I remember when I was online dating and I was going to meet someone for a date, and they asked like, "Where do you want to go?" or what you want the date to, to entail. And so, I mean, most people don't even ask you that. They just,
yeah, and that was nice that you
put a
did.
date,
Yeah,
send you a restaurant and say, hey, meet
that's
me
where we're
here,
going.
or I'm
Yeah.
coming,
Hmm.
whatever it may be. Don't may not even ask you what kind of food you like. You even want to go to this restaurant.
I asked.
So yeah, you did ask. You asked what type of food I
Yeah.
like, and I said seafood, Chinese food, da da da
Yeah.
da. So, but this particular person said that, and she was specific with her stuff. She's like, so do you eat like mushrooms? Do you eat, stuffed mushrooms and all that? And I'm like, yeah,
Food.
Yeah, I eat everything.
Yeah,
You
you're
know
not a
what I'm
picky.
saying?
Yeah, you're not a
Not a
picky.
picky.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
like spicy food,
yeah.
but I like food.
But as we say that, there's people who have some very interesting diet restrictions. So you're just being polite,
No, I
and you
get
want to,
that.
yeah, which is nice too.
Yeah, yeah,
So
because I
whether
could
it's
have
the
been a
money, yeah,
vegan
yeah, the
or
money thing or whatever, and and let's back up a little bit and let's just say this: what is the purpose of the first date? You're just taking a closer look. That's all.
right,
Let's say you've talked to people maybe for a month or two, but y'all never been on a date yet. Or right,
right,
right.
right.
So the first,
Well, and that might be the reason because they probably feel like they gotten to know them. Now it's time to go to the next date.
right, right.
But
See them, know them, and like again, for me,
right,
is like I say, is to take a closer look. Like, oh,
right.
well, you sound good on the phone, but you get to meet them, and you find out that they got one eye missing, and
Well, that's a whole
they
different thing.
chewed their
But
mouth
before we
open.
fast forward to that, I want to go back to the first date with this one person I was talking
Oh
about.
yes, please.
So, when I met the person, I was like, "Hey, I've never been to the aquarium there. Let's,
Mm-hmm.
went to the aquarium." And then this person made stuffed mushroom. After the date, after the aquarium, we walked around. Then we walked outside where this grassy area was and sat down and had like a picnic. And she had these, stuffed mushroom and all of that. Really good, really great first date. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and she did pay for the tickets to the aquarium. So
Okay.
because I originally was like, okay, well, if we want to go to the aquarium, let me just go and I can purchase my ticket. So I knew they were like $22 or something to
Okay.
that around.
Mm-hmm.
But she was like, no, I'll get the tickets or whatever. Well, in my mind, okay, wherever we go, I was going to pick up that tab because I
Mm-hmm.
was like, it's a first date. Like, I don't want people to feel like they need to pay for everything that you do. I told her I wanted to go to the museum.
Mm-hmm.
So that was something I wanted to do.
So
And,
you
and
felt
I
like
felt like
you
I
would
should have
pay.
paid for
Right.
it. Right.
Right.
But since she
Mm-hmm.
had already taken care of the tickets, I'm like, whatever. So then we go to this grassy area and she pulls out the lunch and I'm like, oh, and she made lunch. So I couldn't even feel like I could contribute. Not that it was about that, but it's a first date. And for me, it's not about who pays for what. It's about, like Sharyn was saying, learning the person, trying to figure out if this is a match. Because we've already spoken on the phone. And now it's
Several
like,
times.
okay, let me see the physical
Mm-hmm.
aspects of who you are. You know what I'm saying? What makes you tick, and you know what I'm saying? Facial expressions at whatever. So you're trying to size them up in that realm, but at the same time, it's like it wasn't even about the money. So I knew she had spent less than $50, which was fine, But at the same time, it's like I put at least $50 to get up an hour and a half to where I was going,
Mm-hmm.
because I did most of the travel just because everything was on her end, which, is no
Right. And you
give
wanted
or
to go to the
take.
aquarium,
Yeah,
wherever
yeah.
that may
So
be. Right.
I'm okay with, traveling to somebody, I got stuff at the gas station anyway, wherever I go. So it don't
Mm-hmm.
really even matter,
And this
you
is
know.
California, right?
Exactly. So anywho, long story short, for me, that was an ideal date. You don't have to spend a lot of money. Yeah, no, I wasn't interested in the person, but the date was a great date,
Yes. Yeah. It was
So
a great first date.
yeah, exactly. Nobody, came extra out of pocket. Nobody's mad that now it didn't work out, that, you wasted your money and energy and time and whatever. So I just thought that was a really first date, but, you know, Big
Yeah.
Bank Hank over here.
It ain't no big, big bank Hank.
Well, when we met,
Oh
and
gosh.
and
Let's not
she
make it about
no,
us.
I'm just saying, and she's like, well, what kind of food you like? And I'm giving her, stuff I like. And so she makes reservation at a seafood place, and it was kind of pricey. Um, and I didn't even hold back. I ordered lobster because I knew I was ordering lobster, but I'm just like, hey, she wanted.
She ate like she just got out of jail.
That is not true. So I'm saying, it
No.
just so I know her date versus the other date. Like, I know she spent way more, but it's not
It's
about
not
the
even about
price
that.
tag,
Right, right.
because We talked a good little minute, right?
Oh, we had talked
Yeah.
a lot,
And that was before COVID, before they was putting you out of restaurants after an hour and a half.
right. And I didn't want to jump on your just just parachute into your schedule. And I
Right.
know you got 2 kids and you work, and so it's just you have to defend it. You have to definitely make time. It
Right.
ain't like, well, let's just keep it easy and we'll see what we're gonna do. No, we need to know what's happening at 7 o'clock.
Right.
But I will say this to give you even more background to the story. It wasn't just that it was our first date. It just by happenstance happened to be her
My birthday. Right.
and she shares a birthday with her son. So she was so focused on making sure that her son, like mothers do, they want to make sure this, son had wonderful birthday and just big fun. And my thing is, okay, well, who's taking mama out? So I was just like, I'd love to take you out for your birthday. Now, I don't know if she had 4 other girlfriends and I was number four in the line. I don't know. But I hit the buzzer first. Like I'm just thinking like, can I take you out for your birthday? But that is after many conversations were held. We had talked for at least a month and a half or so. And I had seen pictures of her and it was just good. It worked out. And look, dare I say, it truly worked out. And now 7 years later, I'm still taking her to seafood restaurants.
And we go back to that place every year for my birthday.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I just like going back there. I mean,
Yeah.
it has become one of my favorite restaurants.
Yeah.
But yes.
So again, that was the first date, and I didn't want to, be like, but I'm trying to, keep my composure. I'm having dinner with her for the first time, and I'm liking her already. As they say, you had me at hello. But I remember, she liked martinis, but she ordered one drink and didn't drink half of it. At which I made a mental note because I've been on some dates. One woman, she had 4 drinks and we hadn't cleared the door yet. We, you know what I mean. I'm like, do you need a meeting? So again, first dates. I knew she was attractive, and she had on the smallest skirt. The skirt was about this big, and I was like, wow, she really looks nice in that skirt, and she definitely has beautiful legs too. But it was her birthday, and I'm trying not to overreact or whatever, cause like like she don't really know me. This is our first date, so you want to be cool, but I also hope that that we have a second date. So it turned out very, very well, and yes, we did spend much more than $50, but the exception was it was her birthday. That's how it happened for us. So making it about you, one of the things that we could recommend or just lightly suggest is that because it is a first date, keep it simple. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta fly nobody to San Francisco, just to get the best clam chowder, But again, the purpose of the first date is just to take a closer look. Perhaps it's the first time you guys are actually seeing each other or have alone time. It's gonna be me and you. You don't have to bring the kids. You don't have to bring your Aunt Susie. Just me and you. You can go to a coffee shop. Whether you go to the zoo and walk around. I would not suggest the movie so much as a first date because you want to be in a place where you can talk. Movies, you got to go in a dark room and be quiet and look at the show. So somewhere where y'all can do, I just think daytime and open air is a good thing to do.
Or some intimate place after the movies or
Oh,
whatever. I mean, you could do a movie, but
yeah. But I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not trying to find out what's going on in the movie. I'm trying to find out if I'm feeling you,
right, I
right,
hear you.
or that you
But
feeling me.
I mean, but going to a movies to me plays a big part because it tells me like what type of movies you like, or and we might be able to have a conversation about the movie afterwards, and you could be like, "Girl, I don't even like sci-fi. I just came because you wanted to go to
Right.
sci-fi."
Well, here's a pushback to that. You're right because if it's our first date, I'm going to be okay with whatever you say. But you're
Right,
right.
but that's what I'm
I
saying.
don't
You
want
get
to
to
see
find that out
yeah,
whether afterwards
yeah.
or I mean everything could be part of the
It
conversation.
can be.
I just think when we have first dates, we need to set standards. We need to within ourselves, not with the
Okay.
person that I mean it might be different people. So you need to have a standard as to, find out what that person likes or don't like and try to put a date around that and don't be so mysterious. Ask them.
Right, I
You know what I'm
like that.
saying?
Don't be
Like,
right. Don't be so mysterious, right?
I'm gonna take them to, you know what I'm saying, the Japanese garden, and and then they are allergic to all the flowers that's in there. Like,
Right,
you know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
You
But you
just
won't know.
ask
Yeah,
them.
yeah. Good point. Good point. But you won't know that until you know that.
Right.
So,
And
so
definitely I think $50 is what
it should be
you need to
enough.
spend. $50 or less, a little bit more in this economy, maybe 60. I don't know.
Hmm.
Um no one needs to go broke, or no one needs to, if the date is the only date, be upset that now you can't pay your light bill because you was trying to, match. So I think we need to set
Here
standards.
come Big Bank Hank.
Yeah,
Tick,
you know what I'm
tick,
saying?
tick. Now you got to walk to work next week.
And it gives, whether you have money or not, it gives
Yeah.
the person a false sense of where the relationship could go. Because if I'm dating someone and I see that they have money all the time, then I might be like, hey, can you get me a, new bag, purse, or whatever? I mean, your expectations are there. And of course, if someone asks you at the beginning, you're probably going to get it because you're still in that, trying to impress stage. You know what I'm saying? So once you get that, you're going to be buying stuff forever. So just
I
don't put it out there.
understand, but I don't agree. And I would say that simply it depends.
Right.
It depends. Now now some babes try to come off like they high end, and they
Right.
be ordering stuff that they can't spell, or how you just like like I'm going to order orange juice with grenadine in it, or ginger ale, please, okay, because I don't drink out in public as a norm. So but I want you to have your drink, and get get what you like what you get, okay. So what you like might be that high end stuff, or you might be just a basic rum and coke kind of babe. Because you think, oh, I've already told you I'll pick up the tab. Don't be ordering stuff that you can't pronounce. Now that bugs me. That
Mm-hmm.
might make buy, you drink what you normally drink, but don't be like, well, she gonna pick up the tab, so make
Well,
it a double.
that brings up a good point, because you said, because I'm gonna pick up the tab. Well, if I don't know that you're gonna pick up the tab, so is that a conversation you have about the first date? So if you're saying we're going to the museum and then we're gonna go to the coffee house,
Right.
I'll pay for everything, or I mean, how does
Or well, I think some of that could go down in a conversation before y'all see
so
each
it's
other,
just
which
not
is like,
awkward,
hey,
like.
right, an awkward. So to prevent awkward, hey, let's go. I have tickets to the concert. I got tickets to the museum. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And maybe we can go somewhere else, and and pick up a bite to eat if that's okay. And now at that point, she may chime in and say, oh, and I'll get that or whatever. Or if it doesn't matter that much to either one of you, it doesn't matter. Now,
Yeah.
sometimes people just put too much on it. They put too much butter on the bread. Okay, so I don't want to overrate the issue at hand, but you know what I mean. Because sometimes we uh, just give it too much energy.
Yeah.
Let the evening, let the afternoon take care of itself.
Right.
Like y'all two grown working women. Someone had a job, has a job, or knows somebody with a job. Somebody got some money for somebody for this first date. I'm just saying, don't break it. Don't focus on that. Focus on the fact that you're going to meet this lovely lady who, again, the purpose of the date is like, let me take a closer look.
Mhm.
She sounds really nice and blah 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 blah. She says she's got a PhD in nuclear physics. This and that. We can talk about that and da 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 da. Or
I
not.
just think that first dates, just focus on being yourself, because that is the impression that you're going to leave. So what you don't want them to assume, then don't do it on your first date. If you don't want them to assume you have a lot of money, then don't spend a lot on your first date. If you don't want them to
Yeah.
assume, you know, you people deem you as, a bitch sometimes, whatever, then
Gold digger or something. What are you
yeah, no,
saying?
I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, that's probably not a great example, but I'm just saying, don't be anything but what you are.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that person either is going to come back for a second date or not.
Right.
It's not really gonna even matter how much you spend. Actually, if they don't like you, they don't like you.
They ain't feeling you, baby. You know,
You can fly them to San
Francisco
to have the clam chowder, and all they gonna do is tell their girlfriends how great somebody flew them.
Right.
But y'all ain't together.
Right. Y'all didn't even connect. You know
exactly.
What I mean?
So that's all they gonna do. Like, girl,
or somebody
you ain't gonna believe this date. Look,
what was the best part of the date? When it was over.
Or flying on a private airplane. You know,
yeah,
I mean, it's
who
just what
that?
it is. I'm saying they're not gonna like you based on the amount of money you spend on a date. Trust.
That's true. Unless they are the proverbial gold digger, because that's out there too.
And they're still not gonna like you. They just gonna be now. They're going to be, in a different put you in a different category, because now they're gonna figure out. They think if they're gold digging and think that you are it, then they're going to be with you enough so you can be satisfied and give them what they want.
And they're satisfied too, right? Yeah. Well, what do we always say, boys and girls? Come on. So fair swap ain't no swindle. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Because everybody ain't unhappy with it. You know Absolutely. What I mean? So because some people just want to be seen with a lovely lady. Right. We don't go together. We're not, we're not sexual. We're just friends, and I just feel great that you spend some time with me. Yes. You know what I mean? You could, touch them on the head and say good night, Sarah. Yeah. And keep on about your business. So back into the real world, and and lesbian land and all. We're talking today about the pressures or the non-pressure of of going on a first date with someone that you have met. I think sometimes we as lesbians, especially if we haven't dated in a while, and when I say a while, I remember just as recently, I'm talking about a couple of weeks ago, I'm talking to an associate. I can't say we're really, really close, but she said she hadn't been on a date in 5 years. That's a while. Now, for whatever reasons, I didn't dig. She didn't offer. I didn't ask. You know what I mean? But maybe one was like, "Hey, I had my heart broken," or
nobody asked her out in 5 years.
5 years is a long time. So sometimes it's been so long since we have been on a date, have been asked out on a date. Whatever. You're out of practice. What do I say? What do I don't say? Those kind of things. And if you are acting as the, I'm the pursuer, you know what I mean? It's been so long since you've been on a date too. You may overdo it. You try to do too much on a first date. Right. You know what I mean? How long y'all gonna be? It's just a date, not spending the night, not, come with me to Massachusetts. Just a first 2 hours is over. Yeah. Max 3 if there was a movie. You know what I mean? Because guess what? Chances are she's gonna say, I got kids. I got to get up. I don't have kids, but I got to get up early in the morning, or blah, 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 blah. And you say what you're going to say. So you didn't say spend the night. You just say, let's have that first date. Let's get some soup and salad and chat for a minute.
Exactly. Well, I just think it's two parts. And we as a community in the lesbian land, we, need to help each other out. If you are, as Sharyn was saying, a pursuer, set a standard and don't spend more than $50 to $60. If you were the pursuee, then make it lighter on them. If someone asks you, like, where do you want to go on the first date, don't tell them you want a private jet to San Fran. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what's wrong with that?
Put yourself in their shoes and just make it lighter on them, so they don't even feel like they need to be this extra. But we have to be like, oh no, I don't do anything less than this, and I don't go anywhere unless it's I'm flying by plane, private plane, whatever it may be. Right. And she lied. Like, and if somebody tells you that and you the pursuer, it ain't even gonna be a first date.
No. Well,
if it was me, I'd be like, you know what? Okay, well, have somebody fly you to San Fran.
Right. You're a little too rich for my blood,
if I'm in the area, we'll hook up. If not, it's not gonna work.
So where do we go wrong? I'm not saying that we always do, but oftentimes our relationships just don't get off on a good foot. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It just doesn't.
Because people don't come with their authentic self.
Oh, you want to start that conversation?
No, but that's just mainly what it is. People do not come, and that's why I'm saying just be, if you're a burper, just burp. You know what I'm saying? Be like, trying to hold it in, and you
Yeah, everybody
like,
belches.
okay, if you get together with the person, they're gonna know that you're a pervert. Like, really?
Yeah.
Show them on the first date so nobody's feelings is hurt. If she walks and you walk, everybody okay with it. I mean, I
Well,
just think people don't come as
so
their
you
authentic
saying
self.
some of the reasons why our first dates don't go as well because people don't come with their authentic self.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that as well, and I'm maybe 50% into that with you, in agreement. But I think the other part is that we want it so bad, we try too hard. I think we trip over ourselves trying to make it right or perfect or more than what it is. I really, really do. It's just the first date. That's all. That's all. But sometimes you remember, we've had many conversations in these
Right.
150 videos. But oftentimes, when I say, when you're that thirsty and you've been thirsting in desire of to be quenched,
Right.
if that's the right word, yeah. We try too hard. We want so much. It's just going to be you. As Rosa said, bring your authentic self. I'm gonna bring my authentic self. Now, the thing is, you may like it, you may not, but it's okay if you don't. I'm
Well,
on
that's the
down the
purpose
road.
of it.
Right.
Because
I'm on down the road.
once you define what dating is, so if you're saying going on the first date, whatever y'all consider a date, that going out to eat or just meeting at the park, whatever. Um, when you say, you're gonna bring your authentic self, if you're trying to do more than you normally would on a first date, that's not bringing
Being
your authentic
authentic
self.
self. Right.
That's
Right.
not being your authentic self.
Mm-hmm.
Just be like, look, let's just go to Balboa Park and walk around and we can talk. Or, go on the merry-go-round and sit down at the bench or something and
Yeah.
talk. Like, it does not have to be, if you're telling me that and I don't want that for a date, I need to either suggest something else,
Mm-hmm.
which is also cost friendly,
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and pick up the tab,
Budget
or just
friendly.
say no.
Mm-hmm.
So if your date is let's go to Balboa Park and sit at the bench or whatever, and I was like, you know what, I don't really do Balboa Park because it's kind of far from me, but there's a park around the corner that I think is beautiful, and if
Mm-hmm.
you've never seen it, invite them
Won't
to
you come
somewhere
up?
different. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Right. Right.
don't just come with, I don't want no date in the park. Who they think? Well, what do you think you're going to do? Just talk.
And it's yeah, yeah. Yeah. I hear you. I hear you, and I do agree. Um, this is some things you might want to shy away from on the first date. Don't come up there asking people about their finances, their ex lover, what positions they want to do in bed.
Back up.
Them, but
You need to ask about that ex lover because you need to know what you're getting into.
whoa, wait a minute, wait a minute. It doesn't have to be discussed
No, I
on the
mean it
first
should have
date.
probably
I
been
mean,
discussed really
because
before
one
you
of
go.
those things, chances are you probably have already talked about that as you getting to know people.
Yeah,
That's when
yeah.
the girls say, well, like me and my ex, well, she lives downstairs and I'm upstairs, and I'm saying, which one of y'all sleepwalk? Because I know y'all still sleeping together. You must think I'm stupid, as you say, boo boo the fool, right? So even if I didn't ask about the ex, you're going to tell me about the ex, like, well, my ex is still around. And that's when you start the beep, beep, beep. You back up or you proceed, but at least you proceed with the knowledge of. She has been honest with you and she has declared what she needs to declare. Because sometimes there's some people out there playing some very dangerous and some games that
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying I can't believe the women still do those silly little things. Not just silly, but it's just dishonest.
Right.
If you don't want to be bothered, if you're not free, to pursue, do not do don't act like you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because now you want me to understand why you and your ex still live together. Well, she's just a roommate, and she's gonna leave when she get her financial stuff together. Sweetie, don't even walk into that kind of bullshit.
Right.
Excuse me. It's
Yeah.
out there. Don't do that. Just say, well, hey, you're not as free as I thought you were. That that you indicated you were, and I'll see you around.
Right.
And it was a great movie. Bam. You keep it moving. Keep it moving. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, you got to, the red flags, and that's another subject, But again, we're just trying to stick to that first date thing. And with some of us, it's been a long time since we've been on a date. Um,
Yeah.
I had, this is years ago. long before Rosa, but I was not dating this woman, but we were friendly toward each other. When I say not that, I mean, look, in my wildest dreams, in my worst nightmares, it wasn't her. But we would go out, we'd go to the concert together, go to dinner, da 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 da. So this one time, I am, we were going to meet for lunch, and I did say, I'll treat you to lunch. I'm sure that came out in the conversation. Well, we get to lunch, and she ordered everything on the menu except for "thank you, please come again." She truly ate like she was just got off of parole. Number two, when before we left, you know how that the waitress getting ready to give you the check or whatever, and is there anything else you want? Yeah, I want three desserts. So she ordered three desserts, all because I was paying for it,
Right.
and turned me off. Oh, it insulted me. We never went to lunch again because I find that so rude.
Yeah,
It
very
was
much so.
rude. It
But
was
that's why you
tacky.
can't tell people you're paying for stuff. You just let them
Well,
order as though their money's gonna pay for it, and then you pay for it. Because
say
people will,
what?
you let them order as though their money is paying for it. Because they're
Oh.
gonna order what they can afford.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they're high class anyway, they're gonna always order high class. It don't matter if they
Well,
with
it's
you
not
or
even
got
high
their own
class.
money.
It's just you
But
getting
I'm
what you
saying
like.
it's your
Yeah, yeah,
first date with her, so you don't know. She
yeah. But
always
this was not a
orders
date. Right, right.
three
Yeah,
desserts. You
yeah.
don't know that. So I'm saying they're gonna always do what they do. But you
Mm-hmm.
just let their money, you just be like, I got it after they've ordered what they were gonna
Mm-hmm.
order.
Mm-hmm.
Like my sister, I remember when she turned 50 and she was having this big dinner at a restaurant
Right, right.
and
Yes.
like 10 of her friends were coming. Well, I mean, this is her 50th birthday, and I couldn't be there for whatever reason. I think I had to work or whatever. And I felt like, oh, I just want to contribute. So I just made up my mind and said, hey, I'll just pick up the tab. I wasn't calling them to say, I got the tab because they've been still been ordering.
They be ordering
And that was
stuff.
like 3 years ago.
Right. They be ordering stuff they can't pronounce.
Yep. So
You know.
when I called the restaurant, I told the waitress, I said, do not tell them the tab is gonna be picked up. But when they're done, give me a call.
Right.
And I want to pay it over the phone. And
Yeah.
that's what she did. And so it worked out. But
Yeah.
at the same time, if you tell people the tab is being taken care of, you can forget it because you definitely gonna. If you were gonna spend $50, then that's now 100 because they've
At
already
least, at least,
upped
and
it.
ordering stuff that they can't pronounce
Yeah, you know what
or
I'm
never have.
saying?
I was one. Give me number 14, 15, and 17.
Yeah. I'm not a big eater in one setting, but I
Right.
eat a lot. So if I'm going out, it's like I'm not gonna eat a whole bunch. I might just get something and I might take the rest home. It depends on where I am or what it tastes
Mm-hmm.
like. Whatever the case may be. But I'm definitely not going to spend somebody's money like that. Like that just doesn't make any sense to me.
Right, and or you spend your own money like that, and act
Right.
like you say, act like you gonna
Because
pick
she
up the
should have
tab.
said, no, let her pick up the tab, but give me a receipt for three desserts. Like at that point, you need to take your own stuff.
Right. Well, we experienced
I would
that.
have done that just because it's out of ordinary. Like I'm not gonna order dessert or order three and have you pay for. I can't.
Yeah, it was tacky. Yeah, it really was, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, staying on point, first dates, just think about it before you do it. What do you want out of this first date?
Yeah.
I like to know more about her, but not to the point that you up there, doing a cross examination of her.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just take it easy, relax,
Right.
enjoy yourself,
Right.
have fun.
Absolutely.
This may very well be. Let's say you don't hit it off as we're not going to be lovers, okay? But she might be
A great friend
a
of
friend,
yours.
right?
Yeah.
Right. She
Yeah.
could be a new friend, and other things can come into your life. Through her, but it might not be meant for y'all to be the next greatest lovers from lesbian land.
Exactly.
Okay, so
And before y'all hit us up, like I'm not lowering my standards to go on a date with somebody that I'm not saying that. Y'all do.
Oh, we're gonna hear that.
You don't lower your standards, but if somebody else is picking up the bill, at least if you normally order high end, then at least try to pay for it yourself. Then you won't have to lower your standards because you're still getting what you want to get,
Right.
And whatever the
Right.
case may be.
And usually I would say again it depends, but you're right. You're absolutely right. It's just, but there's just so many different variations on this conversation.
Yeah,
And that's when I said 15 minutes ago, like, hey, it depends, because some people will take advantage of your kindness, your good heartedness, and you're just trying to get through the first date and wonder, is there going to be a second? Because I remember at the end of our first date, we had the guy came to give me a
valet
car,
parking.
the valet parking, and I was just like, well, when will I see you again? And she's giving me that look like we haven't even gotten through this yet. We're wrapping it up, but I'll get back with you. And I'm like, I needed to know more. Okay, I need to know. I need definitive. But not that I don't think you were playing mysterious or anything.
No,
But
I was just trying to let me get home, let me wrap my head around what we talked about, how how much I like you at this point, and then see if there's gonna be another date. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I was thinking at the time. Anywho,
she knew.
Yeah, whatever.
No. It for me was the little skirt she had on.
I did not have on a little skirt. I don't know why
You
always
had
tell
on
that
a
story.
tan. You had on that.
Not for our first date. I had a black skirt on for our first date. You keep going back to that tan
hand skirt, yeah.
And that's not what I even had on.
Right, you're right. It wasn't tan. It was black. You're right. Well, she had on the black skirt, But bottom line, she looked good in it. Look. Don't you worry about my second date. You get the second date with me.
Right.
So evidently it worked out. Okay, so that's where we at on this today. I think we beat it up enough, and I would ask you out there in lesbian land and far beyond, when you have those first dates with some of the young ladies that you're seeing and you're trying to talk to, get with, let us know how it went. And see and let us know if you took the time to have the conversation, just for clarity for yourself.
Right.
So you don't wind up in some restaurant and the bill's $155 and
you trying to figure out what you drink.
I'm just saying that costs that kind of money.
Right. And if you are with your partner and you experienced a date such like that, we would like to hear as well. How that was for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. I'm just laughing because I just know it can go so many different ways. But we're wishing you the best on that one because again, no guarantee.
Yeah.
Because no matter how together you are, you don't know how she is. More or less, you don't know how she is with you. More or less, y'all both coming into each other's life, for the first time. And like I said, that first date is just to get to know them a little better, just to see if you physically like or attracted to what you already got in your mind mentally, because surely there's been several conversations before y'all get to that first date.
Absolutely.
Right? So, as always, we're wishing you the very best
of all good things. Stay safe and stay woke. And I guess I spoke a little bit more than I planned today.
Evidently.
But anyway.
Couldn't get a word in edgewise.
We love you all. Take care.